1 minute, 27 seconds into the flight. Everything reported proceeding normally. This view now from a camera on the upper stage of the Soyuz 2.1A booster. We're about 10 seconds away from booster shutdown and first stage separation. And there are the boosters now separated. Structural parameters continue to be normal. The Soyuz now being thrust towards its preliminary orbit for the Progress resupply craft on the power of the second stage engines. 2 minutes, 50 seconds into the flight, everything proceeding in great fashion so far. No issues reported from the blockhouse in Baikonur. The vehicle reported to be stable. And there is the jettisoning of the launch shroud. Great view from the upper stage camera on the Soyuz 2.1A booster. The next milestone will be second stage shutdown at the 4 minute 37 second mark, about 1 minute from now. This now animation being generated from the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov as we pass the 4 minute mark into the flight. The second stage continues to burn in nominal fashion at the 4.5 minute mark into the flight. We are standing by now for second stage shutdown and separation. And second stage shutdown is confirmed. And separation. And the third stage is up and running. The Progress resupply ship now heading towards its preliminary orbit on the singular power of the third stage engine. 5 minutes, 20 seconds into the flight. Once again, this view from a camera on the upper stage of the Soyuz, the third stage engine up and running in good shape at the 6 minute mark into the flight. We're about 2 minutes and 45 seconds away from the Progress entering its preliminary orbit. 6.5 minutes into the flight, everything proceeding on track. Good engine performance from the third stage of the Soyuz booster. We are about 2 minutes away from the completion of the Progress's journey to its preliminary orbit. The International Space Station is now in front of the Progress. At the time of third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation, the station and its 5 residents will be about 1,100 miles ahead of Progress. The vehicle reported to be rock steady and stable as it continues its climb uphill at the 7.5-minute mark into the flight. The reports from the blockhouse in Baikonur continue to be good. Good structural stability, good orbital parameters so far. Having passed the 8-minute mark into the flight, the Soyuz booster traveling almost 15,000 miles an hour, 125 miles in altitude, 860 miles downrange from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. Eight and a half minutes into the flight, just a few seconds away from third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation. Third stage shutdown confirmed and spacecraft separation confirmed, right on time. Now standing by for solar array deployment. And the command to deploy the arrays having been issued, and you can see them having been deployed. Navigational antennas now deployed. All appendages, as they are called, have been deployed. The solar arrays, the navigational antennas, the external television camera. So the Progress is now in its preliminary orbit, having completed a flawless climb to orbit following an on-time launch from Site 31 at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. A view of the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov outside of Moscow. Those flight controllers now in control of the journey of the Progress to the International Space Station. This is a quick 2-orbit rendezvous. The Progress atop the Soyuz 2.1A booster launched into a narrow 15-degree corridor, a very tight corridor to accommodate a precise pinpoint path to its preliminary orbit, to place the Progress on a precise course to the International Space Station. A series of engine firings now will follow over the course of the next couple of hours to raise the altitude of the resupply craft and to fine-tune its path as we move toward the vicinity of the International Space Station. This view from the external television camera on the Progress 76 cargo craft that you're familiar with, showing the data that will be instrumental in flight controllers assessing the path of the Progress to its automated docking to the Piers docking compartment a few hours from now. The lower left-hand corner in this quadrant view from the external TV camera will ultimately show the distance from the Progress to the station and its rate of closure in meters per second. Again, everything went by the book in this morning's launch of the Progress to the International Space Station, a flawless climb to orbit on the Soyuz 2.1E booster, and its arrival in its preliminary orbit. Back here in Mission Control in Houston, in the International Space Station Flight Control Room, the Orbit 2 team of flight controllers monitored the launch of the Progress and its climb to its preliminary orbit, now working in tandem with their Russian flight control counterparts at the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow. That'll wrap up our launch coverage for this morning. We will be back on the air in about 2 hours and 20 minutes at noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, for live coverage of the rendezvous and automated docking of the Progress to the International Space Station. In the meantime, that wraps up our launch coverage for now. This is Mission Control Houston.